What's up, guys? Welcome to this segment of Across the Board. I'm your host, Matt Schimmel. That's Scott Mansard, Josh Terrell, and Ethan Hansen. So, guys, we saw that the Redskins traded for Alex Smith. What was it, a week and a half ago?
What?
It was like 3 days ago.
No, it wasn't. When was the trade?
What do you mean?
It was literally like Wednesday.
It was
this week.
Okay, anyway.
Week and a half ago.
So that means Kirk Cousins is out of a job in Washington, obviously.
Yep.
So my question to you guys is,
We're assuming.
yeah, where will Kirk Cousins end up?
Can I go?
Yes, you can go.
Okie dokie. Well, unfortunately, for me, a Raiders fan, I do believe that Kirk Cousins will end up a Bronco. Here's why. I think that John Elway needs a quarterback badly. I think he has, since Peyton Manning retired, even last year Peyton Manning's career, because Peyton obviously did not play that well. He looked as old as he was. He's had to deal with Simeon, Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, and he's sick of it. Von Miller even said he wanted Kirk Cousins the other day.
Push us over the edge, is what he said.
Yeah. So I think that his best landing spot, and from what I've heard, the advice that he's gotten is don't go where you can just get the most money. I think he understands that. So I don't think he's gonna sell out and go to Cleveland. I don't think he wants that. Other teams that are
Broncos only have $29 million in salary cap.
Yep. So I think they could really. What I think they'll probably do is I think they'll sign him to a long-term deal. And I think they'll back end it a little bit so that most of his money comes in the later years of the contract. But I think it will be a lot of guaranteed money for him. And I think that it'll probably happen pretty soon when free agency hits. I think that he probably knows that will give him the best chance to win because that defense, and I think if Kirk Cousins is there, he has weapons. He has Demaryius Thomas. And obviously in the backfield, they have C.J. Anderson, Booker. So I'm not looking forward to Kirk Cousins being a Bronco because I'm happy that Alex Smith will no longer kill the Raiders. However, I think Kirk Cousins will be there to probably kill the Raiders. So I think that he'll end up there. I think they'll be very successful. Other options are Arizona, New York, stuff like that.
Honestly, I think he could do well in Jacksonville.
Minnesota.
But yeah, I think they'll stick with Case.
I did read that Jacksonville is sticking with Bortles for next year.
How can you not?
He
played adequate football.
Yeah. So,
I don't think he's got a real weapon he doesn't have a Demaryius Thomas in Jacksonville.
Right.
And I think that John Elway adds an aesthetic that I think that he will want to go learn from John Elway. And I think that Vance Joseph is a good coach.
All right, I'm going to go.
Yeah, you can go.
So
you think he's going to the Broncos?
Yeah, I would have said 49ers if they didn't trade for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
The Niners are set,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. They're in good shape. First of all, I'm going to say this right now. With Alex Smith gone, Patrick Mahomes, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. That's all I'm going to say.
30 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Wow.
30 altogether, not 30 passing. 30 total touchdowns.
Wow. That is a topic for another day.
I believe in Patrick Mahomes.
I think he'll be good.
That's
a big.
That is neither here nor there.
That's
so
bold.
Let me get back on. I'm a bold guy, Josh. Okay. Back to the matter at hand. Kirk Cousins is going to be a Cleveland Brown, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why.
How many people are voluntarily Cleveland Browns?
If you are Cleveland and you are their front office, you need to understand that. Okay, so most times in the NFL, a good quarterback can round out a team. Clearly, if you don't have a good quarterback,
Go Pack, go.
you have the potential to be a bad team. If you have a good quarterback, you have the potential to be a good team. Like it.
Well, what if
is
you
a-
have an adequate quarterback?
It depends on other things like your
Yeah, you
defense,
need-
weapons, stuff like
We
And I
that.
see that.
think
We
with
saw that with
Cleveland-
Jacksonville this year.
With Cleveland, they cannot just get a good quarterback in Kirk Cousins and expect to win games. Probably because of their atrocious defense.
And we're not talking about Aaron Rodgers.
No, of course
Like,
not.
it's Kirk Cousins.
Their atrocious defense and their atrocious ability to close games. I mean, we saw them go to overtime with Green Bay this year, who was not a showout team. But
Ooh.
they are so bad late in games.
They went 0-16.
Yeah.
Second team ever. They're bad.
And
They're historically
so if
bad.
I'm Cleveland, I'm going to say we need to get a quarterback now in free agency so that we do not need to spend a draft pick on a quarterback. And so that they can go after a huge pass rusher. They can go after a talented running back and what I think is Saquon Barkley. They don't have to waste a draft pick on Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield or Josh Rosen or
Josh Allen.
Who are
Josh Allen,
unproven.
Mason
Who are
Rudolph, any of these
unproven.
guys. Correct. So and it's not the NBA. You don't see the face of the franchise get traded. We've seen
Right.
literally 10 times in the last year in the NBA where faces of
All-stars
teams,
get traded.
all stars are being traded. The NFL is much more loyal, so I think quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins come a dime a dozen in free agency. So I think that when a guy like Kirk is up for grabs, who is probably the most flexible player in the NFL as far as money goes, as far as contract goes, he said, screw it, I'll get franchise tagged again and I'll play all 16 games. Like I just want to play football. And yeah, he told Washington that. He's like, franchise tag me. I don't care. And he's not worried about getting signed long term. He's not worried about any of that stuff. He's an extremely flexible guy. He'll play for anybody.
He is, what a saint for wanting to sign the franchise tag of like $28 million.
Yeah. So if I'm Cleveland, I need to understand that a guy like this does not come around often in terms of free agency, and we do not need to spend a draft pick, probably our first draft pick, on a quarterback.
So let me ask you this. If what you're saying, I feel like you're contradicting yourself, because what you're saying is he is flexible with his contract and stuff like that. So why would Kirk Cousins want to go to the Browns?
Can I say something?
I'm saying,
Because all they have to offer is money.
yeah, absolutely. And what I'm saying is, as far as him being flexible with money, that also goes along with he's flexible in terms of who he'll play for. And the guy just wants to play football. He's one of the most genuine people, I think, in the NFL. So as far as money goes, yeah, and
Because that's literally the only thing that puts them in the conversation is because they have so much cap space.
yeah, absolutely.
Because if you're a player, right? Do you
He
wanna,
wants money, of course. I'm
Yeah.
saying he's flexible as far as money, contracts, and who he'll play for goes.
Okay.
So I think he's going to end up in Cleveland because Cleveland is clearly desperate. They didn't win a game. And they don't need to spend their first overall pick on a quarterback, Ethan.
Wait, hold on. Let me say.
So wait. So why do you think that Kirk will choose Cleveland over someone like Denver?
I have. Let me
Why-
tell you why.
why
Let me
can't
tell
you
you
be
why.
good?
Let me tell you why. Okay. The
I'll tell you
Cleveland,
why.
the Cleveland front office just changed completely. Okay.
That's why.
They got how many guys from Green Bay this offseason? They got like at least 3, right? They got Bennett,
I have no idea.
Wolf, and I think one more. Those guys know how important it is to have a good quarterback.
Yeah, they've seen it firsthand.
But
They-
ultimately, it's up to Kirk Cousins, and
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is
He's
a
not going to
terrible organization.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I said he's flexible with money, I'm not saying that he's going to sign a contract for $100,000. Like that's not what I'm saying.
No, but it's not like the
The
Broncos.
guy wants money, of course, and the Cleveland has so much cap space.
Yes, but Denver has enough money to offer him $20+ million for the next couple of years, and then back end the deal for a lot of money with a ton guaranteed, which is what a lot
And
of
there's
quarterbacks
all
are
of
doing.
Denver's cap space right there.
What more do they need right now than a quarterback? If they had a quarterback, they would be a Super Bowl contender. They have one of the best defenses in the league.
I'm just saying that gives you
All right,
absolutely
hey,
no
let's
wiggle room.
let's see what
for the
Ethan,
rest of the
let's
year.
let's see what Ethan
Ethan.
has to say.
I think he's gonna go to the Cardinals.
Okay. Wow.
Carson Palmer is out.
Yeah, I think
Retired.
Carson Palmer.
Great
is,
career, MVP.
He's gone.
He's gone. He retired.
Yeah. You know, you got, depending on what Larry Fitzgerald does, you got one of the best receivers in the league still contending. I mean, they had the.
They don't have a running back.
Yeah, AP's gone.
Yeah, they don't have a running back.
They don't have that good of a defense.
I mean, their defense was adequate.
The only team who has a real shot at Kirk Cousins, who has a good defense, is Denver.
Denver, Bortles, or not Bortles,
I mean,
Jacksonville.
Bortles.
Only other one I
Jacksonville.
thought was like.
Possibly New York Giants.
That's what I said. I was like, New York. I was looking at the possible spots. New York Giants they're up there. I think they're like 8th for his thing. But
If I were Kirk Cousins and the money was the same everywhere, I'd go to New York.
honestly though,
OBJ and that defense.
Brandon Marshall, Sterling
Yeah.
Shepard.
Brandon
But then
I think
was
there's too much drama in
I think
New
there's
York.
too, but so I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'll finalize mine with. I think he's gonna go to the Cardinals. I know it's gonna be a rebuild year for them after Palmer left, and I mean they still got a couple good defensive players on their team, and they got a couple offensive weapons, and who was it? Brown? Not Brown.
John Brown. Jerron Brown, both of them.
Yeah,
the Browns.
Browns. So
What's extremely scary about the New York Giants is that they're a super talented team with a really high draft pick.
Yeah.
They have a really talented secondary, a really talented young secondary. OBJ, Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall.
What pick do they have?
Washed.
But they did really, really poorly this year, so they're going to get a really high draft pick, but they're still
And a new coach.
really
new
good
influence,
personnel.
Yeah.
All right, so you think
one more thing on mine. We did see, for an example, how good John Elway is on getting quarterbacks when he persuaded Peyton Manning to sign there after he no longer was a Colt. Something to keep in mind. Shim reps up.
All right, so we got Josh with the Broncos, Scott with the Browns, Ethan with the Cardinals. I'm agreeing with Scott here. I think he's going to the Browns.
We'll send a poll, see what you guys think.
Yeah, we'll send a
We
poll
already
out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Like and subscribe.